Hello gamers, this is Ian here. Today and for the next week I'm going to showcase the recently released game Wayfinders, made by Digital Extreme and Airship Syndicate, the creators of Warframe and Darkside Genesis. This game is basically an MMORPG with a mix of hack and slash, and I'm doing the test on quite a low specs laptop. The specs are much less than the recommended by the Steam. I have 2 less gigabytes of graphic card, 4 less of RAM, and the processors are like 20% less effective. Also, the laptop uses its own self-recorder, so I'm not using an external one, and the ending results are pretty good. 30 FPS, more or less stable. There are a few FPS drops sometimes, but I'm not sure if it's because of the low specs or because of the game itself. But, so, let's see. In this playthrough I more or less see a lot of weird things like floating elements that in place of breaking they just stand there, or glitches with the hitboxes. You will also see that most of the players are not. Here you have the spike, one of the FPS spikes. I'm not sure why it happens. It usually appears when something new comes on, but then doesn't repeat itself. So, here you're going to see me just basically looting and going for the materials more than anything. This one is also a problem. I don't know why the button doesn't work properly and needs a bit of time to react. It also happens with NPCs and the dialogues. Here you're going to see the casual players just going around. The objective doesn't exist. This is a recent problem with most people that try new games, that they basically just run around and don't know what to do or where to go. Also, you're going to see that I'm not using certain mechanic because I'm basically used to just attacking and dodging. I chose her because I'm not used to playing tanks, and sadly I don't like Silo. I don't like his concept. I think he's cool, yes, but it's not my playstyle. Looting could have some optimization. I don't like the fact that loot has to be picked up by each individual in place of one picking it up and everyone getting it. Small mobs are quite easy to beat up. They are not really a real threat. They are becoming a problem when are a lot of them and you're surrounded, since dodging doesn't really make you untangible, so you can't really like ghost through them, and you could end up in really weird situations. So, from the next part, combat. Seems quite comfortable to play. The targeting system doesn't work properly. I don't know if it's me or I just simply don't use it properly. See, here I marked an enemy, then I used, well, I marked it twice, but then I used the dash and the enemy lost the target. So that's why I'm not sure what's happening with the targeting system. I also like this that there are traps. The game is basically made out of mini puzzles. This is also an issue. When you target an enemy and you get too close to a wall, the camera becomes crazy and you don't even know what to do because you can't see anything. You can also see that the casual players basically just go in and don't know where to go or stay behind until someone else does it. This is the second door that I open, and it's the third objective that I do in this dungeon. Again, the targeting system working weirdly. This is the boss arena. So here I was actually testing out the parries, not against the boss, but to get used to pressing the blocking button. Once again, I'm in the arena and no one is here. So, generally speaking, for just 30 minutes of gameplay, doing the tutorial and one dungeon, it was a good experience. It needs some polishes around the looting, because as I said, it's quite uncomfortable for everyone to go pick up the loot individually. It should be done like in Warframe. If someone opens a loot box, usually everyone gets that loot. I do understand the shooting looter concept, that you can go to the monster, kill it, and then pick up the loot. But when someone opens something in the other side of the map, it's quite uncomfortable for you to go there and get it yourself. Loading screens for me are okay, 5 to 10 seconds depending on the zone, so on. Right now I'm basically in the queue to get in the 4th day of the game. I've been trying to get in the game for the last 12 hours easily. The game has been having really big issues at the start, but hey, it's the early access, it's not the official release. So for the next week I'm going to do like a daily run, a video of 10 minutes, doing a recap of how is the progress, how every system works, and so on. The ecosystem is basically the modifiers in Warframe. You have slots with certain polarities, quotes and quotes, since are not called like that, but they're basically the same. Use the same symbol as the modifier and you get less cost for that modifier, so you can slot even more of them. The difference is that you can slot different ones on the Wayfinder and the weapon itself. So they basically share those echoes. Don't forget to give a like, a subscribe, and see you soon.